No warning, nothing.
Sound like I guess you'd say a freight train.
Flash flooding and look at that.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up with Al with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Good morning, everybody. Thursday, October 16, 2014, 30 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al. We're live, SUNY Oswego. We're in the Al Roker Television Studio. I graduated here from 76. It's a fully operational, professional operation. Look at this. They've got a teleprompter running. We've got the anchors, these kids learning how to become future broadcasters. Earlier, you met Molly Matat. She is their meteorologist. They even got a green screen going on so they can do all their weather stuff. Steph, everything they need. Back in the day when I was here, Steph, we had nothing like this. With black and white cameras, and that was about it. But again, these kids know exactly what's going on and bring you the latest in news and weather, just like you are bringing us the latest in news and weather every day here on Wake Up with Al.
Al, you have a piece of paper, where you draw on it, or maybe the magnets. You and also our winter weather expert, Tom Nizzle, who also went to Oswego. Boy, what
That's
those
right.
walls would say if they could talk out. What would they say about your experience there?
They would say I was pretty dull and I didn't do very much, and it's amazing that I've gotten as far as I have. These are very bright kids, but in the meantime, let's get to our top three, everything we need to get you out the door. Let's show you what we've got. Starting off in the Northeast, man, what a mess. We're talking about gloomy, wet weather ahead, some heavy downpours. We're dealing with maybe some flooding, especially through New England. We're going to be watching that. Tropical double trouble, as we've been telling you all morning. We've got Gonzalo in the Atlantic taking aim, a Category 4 storm onto Bermuda. We've got Ana making its way toward the big island of Hawaii. We're watching that. And we've got a cool start to the Northeast coming up tomorrow. Temperatures today, not so bad. We're going to be looking at temperatures in the mid-60s in Atlanta, low 80s down in New Orleans. But look at these temperatures for lows tomorrow morning. We're talking upper 40s to the mid-50s. So really a chilly start. That's going to be a real shock to the system in the Southeast. But let's get to the Northeast. Steph, what a mess, and it's not done yet.
I know, and the thing is this system brought us severe weather Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, now rain into the Northeast, but that's what's dragging the cooler air down to the south this morning. Mississippi starting off in the 40s. But let's take you to where we do have the rain, and that's here into the Northeast, New York, up into Boston. You are going to see the showers as we head into the afternoon hours. You know, they make rain boots now, ladies, that are high heels. Someone sent them to me on Twitter, literally on Amazon. There was two different kinds. They were high heel rain boots. They were very cute. Anyhow, we do have flood advisories here. And Oswego, by the way, is just off the lake there. Off of Lake Ontario, and it's kind of like in the center of the lake. So not the center of the lake, if you do the halfway point. You know what I'm trying to say. I got to get to this. I'm like two things going on at one time in my head. Can't do that, right? So showers moving through the Northeast. Places like Schuylkill, Pennsylvania, the county there, Schuylkill, Pennsylvania, 4 inches of rain, more rain on top of it. We have flood advisories. Here are the showers today. This is our low pressure. We'll talk about your lingering showers in the Midwest coming up, but this is all going to be moving north and east. So New England, it's going to be an afternoon event for you mainly. And we're going to clear out from the south northbound here, and that front is coming on through. So finally, we'll say goodbye to this system. Al, it only took almost an entire week for it to get across the country.
That's right, Steph. And you know, I'm in the studio here. I wish I'd had this when I was growing up. I could have practiced the move like Ron Burgundy and sit on the corner of the desk. Let's go to Carl Parker, who is in the lab. And Carl, no sitting for you today. I mean, you've got so much going on, especially starting off with Gonzalo. I mean, man, this thing is really looking dangerous for Bermuda.
Yeah, it really is. And the models have really settled in, as we've been saying, on the idea of the storm either coming right over Bermuda or maybe just a little to the west. And that would be a worst case scenario for Bermuda, unfortunately. And here's a look at what the storm is doing doing right now. It's an incredibly dangerous hurricane, still a smallish storm, 140-mile-per-hour wind, moving north now at 9 miles per hour, and it's looking very healthy on the satellite picture, very well-defined eye, the upper-level cloud pattern spreading out very nicely, indicating a favorable environment aloft. There you see the stronger winds off to the west that will carry this thing to the north. You know, Bermuda is a small target, and it's difficult to get the worst of a hurricane right over Bermuda. But again, the model's just really settling in on that idea. We haven't seen a lot of wavering. So what we're looking at is possibly a Category 3 hurricane coming into Bermuda, again, right over it or just to the west. And that would bring exceptionally strong winds into Bermuda going into late morning through the middle of the day and then through the afternoon. Al, this could be very bad indeed, unfortunately, there in Bermuda.
Yeah, boy, it's just really heartbreaking to think about what's going to happen. Carl, thank you so much. Well, as Carl mentioned, of course, Bermuda getting ready to get really whacked by this storm. We're going to go to our storm chaser, Mark Sudduth. He's on the island of Bermuda. He got there arriving ahead of the worst of it. So Mark, what preps have you seen since you got there?
Well, Al, so far, people are trying to get ready as best they can, but remember, there are not big box retailers here for them to go to and stock up on unlimited supplies. So it's difficult. What's here has to be utilized as best as it can, and people are doing what they can in the little time that they have still available.
What about people trying to get off the island? What have you seen and what have you heard airlines are doing? What's going on?
Well, people are still coming in. We've seen last night there was a soccer team that came in, a bunch of teenage boys with their coaches getting ready for maybe a tournament or something. I was thinking, wow, how could that be? Maybe they're going to have to turn around and leave. Tourists still coming in. The flight that I came in on, probably only 25% full. Now people are going to need to get out. They cannot have airplanes here and not have them be able to turn around and leave and potentially suffer damage at this airport, which is on the northeast part of the island, very susceptible to what could be Category 3 Gonzalo coming through here.
Yeah, so they just got hit by Faye last week. How do you think they're going to be able to fare with all the damage they've already sustained, and now they've got Gonzalo coming in?
Well, we were talking to some of the people here at the hotel about that last night, and Faye was a bit of a surprise to folks. They weren't expecting it to intensify and then move right over them as it did. What we're talking about with Gonzalo is a completely different beast, and I mean that literally, a strong, dangerous hurricane. Faye was a big nuisance and a problem. This is something that could be deadly and have really, really long-lasting consequences, especially if people do not take it seriously.
All right, Mark Sutter, thanks so much. Stay safe. We will be checking in with you, obviously, right through the weekend. Let's go back to New York and Steph.
All right, Al, thank you. It's time now for our MSNBC headlines, and joining us this morning is Betty Wynn. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you. It's been a little while. Good morning, everybody. Right now, the second Texas nurse infected with Ebola is now in Atlanta being treated at Emory Hospital. And now 76 of Amber Vincent's colleagues might be put on the no-fly list as health officials monitor them for symptoms. We're also learning that Miss Vincent took a Frontier flight from Dallas to Cleveland to visit her family. The CDC okayed it after she reported a low-grade fever of 99.5. The plane she traveled on is at Cleveland Hopkins Airport, where it will be cleaned for a fourth time. Now to Hong Kong, more clashes this morning after pro-democracy protesters try to block the main road outside of a government office. Police once again used pepper spray to try to control the crowds. Tensions are mounting after a video surfaced showing 6 police officers beating a handcuffed protester 2 days ago. And the average holiday shopper is expected to spend, ready, $804 this year. That is a 5% rise over last year's $767. Experts say shoppers will be driven by bargains. You ready to spend that much?
No. All right.
I thought that was just on my gift alone. No?